What is up, everyone? We're back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and we're here to look at the new Limit Break banner for Cloud with the Bahamut, the white Bahamut weapon, as well as the new first ultimate weapon for Sephiroth, the Genji Blade, and answer that question of, should you pull? Remember, if you do like what you see, guys, if you'd like to drop that like, comment, or subscribe. If you're not already, that'd be absolutely amazing. And let's get into this. Alright, so, first things first, let's look at the details and odds here. To get the 6-star weapon, you are looking at a 0.3%. 5-star still 7.5, 4-star 22.5, and then the 3-star is 69.7. So it looks like they pulled the percentage here from the 3-star to into the 6-star. So you have a 0.3% chance of getting the Genji Blade. And if you get a 5-star, you have a 1.5% chance of it being the Bahamut Greatsword. If you're going into this trying just for the Genji Blade, I don't recommend it. Now, it is possible to get the Genji Blade without actually pulling it here. You do have to completely pull the entire time. Every time you do a pull, you get 10 of these Mako shards. Where are they at? There they are. You get 10 of them. And once you have gotten so many, being 300, you can get the Genji Blade. Meaning it's going to take you 90,000 crystals to get a Genji Blade if you can't get it in the pulls. That's a lot. We'll look at the Genji Blade here in a moment, though. Let's start with Cloud's, what's it called here? The Bahamut Greatsword and his Bahamut Garb. Again, guys, the bigger thing here is if you're not really looking at the meta of the game, you're that one that has to have everything for Cloud, and you've got the crystals to guarantee you can get yourself to stamp 12 here on the first card, then by all means pull on the banner. You know, if you're doing this for the fun of it, and you just want the stuff for that character, then by all means pull. But this is more so looking at the overall stats of the weapons. Is it worth doing this if you're trying to min-max, if you're trying to be a free-to-play player and you're trying to spend wisely with what crystals you have. So the Bahamut Greatsword itself, we look at it at the 5-star level. It does 430% physical non-elemental damage to all enemies, which for a physical AoE at base 5-star, this is actually a big amount. Here's where things get interesting. So on its very first use, haste is applied to yourself for 20 seconds. So your ATB bar is going to fill up faster for 20 seconds. And every time it's used, as long as your HP is above 50% or more, you're going to be dealing an additional 10,000 non-elemental damage, physical potency damage, sorry, to all enemies. This will all increase, obviously, as the weapon gets better. Looking at its R abilities, at base 5-star, you're right here at level 4, 18%. The physical ability potency is at 12. Again, you're main-handing it, you're at level 2. Physical attack boost, and circle sigil. Overall, not bad at base 5-star, but probably not something you're going to be main-handing. So all this stuff would then be cut in half. You're down to 15 here, which is putting you at 14%. You're down to 6 here, which is keeping you at the 15%. That's not going to change. But this might be your secondary weapon then. You have the ability to brand it as well. Now, pushing this thing to OB6, you're going to see a lot more things happen here. So we jump up to 670% physical non-elemental damage. Haste now lasts for 25 seconds, and you're doing 30,000 additional non-elemental physical potency damage to all enemies when your HP is above 50%. The R ability for boost P attack for all allies is jumped up to 40, so now you're doing plus 22%. Physical ability potency is jumped up to 27, so now you're doing plus 45. This is starting to look really good here at OB6. Stats are looking good at OB6 as well, 640 P attack. If you are lucky enough to get this thing to OB10, you have almost 700 P attack here. You're doing 800% to all enemies. Haste is lasting for 30 seconds, and you have 40,000 damage across all enemies. Your P attack has jumped up to that next level. You're now doing 25%. And the 39 here puts you at the plus 60%. This is one you want at least at OB6 minimum. OB10 if you can. If you're going to be going for this weapon. Now his Garb has a boost attack to all allies at 5 points. And the fact that we see a 1 point and a 5 point here tells me eventually we might see something like this on other characters. Maybe where they have something more powerful on one side so this end's weaker. But you'll be getting a plus 5% to physical attack and magic attack to all allies. That does include yourself. Then it has Bahamut's Bite, which is going to give a plus physical attack of plus 5%. And again, it's kind of like a mastery here. The attack command physical ability damage is plus 10%. So this is going to add 10% onto whatever your physical ability potency is at that point. So if you're using like the Ultimatic or whatever, or the Bahamut Greatsword, it's just going to add 10% to those. So overall together, these things work really, really well. Looking at how they look, 'cause that's another thing as well, because aesthetics. So the Garb itself, I'm a little hit and miss on. Parts of it look really cool. I don't know how I feel about the mesh look here. It's neat. It's just the armor is very, very sleek. I don't see this as something that somebody's going to be charging into battle with. Oh, little talons on the back here move. Looks like we got almost like the visor from the VR missions. That's what that kind of reminds me of. We got like this vein look coming off the side of his neck, like he's been infused with darkness. I'm not a fan of the collar on it. It does look a little goofy. Sword looks badass. I do love the look of the sword. And the wings a little weird. If it like actually came straight out, I think it would look a lot better than just hanging down limp here, because it just kind of looks like a little noodle. So overall, I'm not a big fan of how the overall look of this. Like I said, parts of it I really like. Like I said, the collar I really don't. The mesh I could take or leave. The wings is kind of meh. I would like it a lot better if it was out and extended. But yeah, it's alright. Well, aesthetic-wise, it's okay. Not the worst one I've seen yet. So let's look at the stamp cards themselves. So, getting yourself through the first stamp card here, you're guaranteed one copy of the weapon and then his outfit. If you do take this to the second stamp sheet and go all the way through it, you are guaranteed 3 more. So, worst case scenario, you're sitting at OB3. There's a chance for a 5-star rate or higher on the 6th slot of the second card, as well as the 4th slot of the first card. If you go to the 3rd card, which starts the EX card, there's just 5 stars guaranteed or higher in the 6th and 12th slot. So notice that there is no guarantee for the Genji Blade. Okay? So that brings into this. If you're looking at this specifically for going for the Genji Blade, you're going to be in for a bad time. I've seen a few people do their polls on this, and no Genji Blade. I have yet to, again, I know people have gotten the Genji Blade. I have yet to see a recording of one being pulled yet. I'm sure it exists. Lots of people getting, nailing Bahamut Greatswords like crazy. Some of them are getting the 10 by the end of the second card. So that brings up the next thing of, okay, so what about the exchange for the Genji Blade here? Again, remember, this is going to take 90,000 blue crystals to get. So what does it do? So first off, there is no overboosting this thing. It's just 6-star, goes up to level 120, done. Adds 203 P attack, 196 magic attack. It can be used a total of 2 times. It takes 60 seconds to charge. So it does 2,000 physical and magic non-elemental damage to a single enemy. P attack is increased on self, extra high. M attack is increased extra high. Has a boost ability potency of 20 points, so you're going to be getting that plus 15% on both physical and magic. And has interruption mastery of 25 points. So because this has its own slot, you're not really going to be getting a half. So this will always get that 25 points. Plus 60%, your abilities will do 60% more damage against enemies that have been interrupted. And I'm assuming this means by like sigil breaks. It's a decent weapon. It's good. It's, you know, better than the ones that can be gotten with the tokens right now. Is it worth 90,000 blue crystals? Not on this one banner. If you're lucky enough to get it in the pulls, awesome. In theory, we should be getting more of those Mako gems as we pull on the other banners. And if you're unlucky enough to get it throughout the entire thing, and you get the 90, that you spend 90,000 crystals across all the banners, then okay, go for it. But to just straight pull on this banner, beyond when you get your OB10 cloud weapon, and just spend 90,000 crystals for the sake of spending 90,000 crystals to get that Genji blade, absolutely not. Hopefully you're just lucky enough to get it in the pulls. So should you pull on this banner? It's a solid banner, it really is. It's a great banner, it's a good banner. I myself am going to hold. I'm going to be pulling, I think, assuming that she's going to be on the banner. I know she's going to have an outfit. I don't know if it's going to be through the event or through, you know, an actual banner itself, but I'm going to be waiting for the Tifa banner. I'm assuming. This is here till October 2nd, so it's basically going to be here the entirety of this event. But I'm going to wait for the Tifa banner, as well, I guess, the other banners, and kind of see what's going on. I think I'm going to pull for sure on the Tifa banner. And then whatever crystals I have left, if I have any, maybe we'll go to something like this. I don't know. It's not a bad banner to pull on, though. If you're really wanting Cloud, then by all means go for it. I will be waiting for at least the Tifa banner, though. So there you go. Should you pull on the banner? If you really want Cloud, 100% go for it. If you're wanting just the Genji blade, and you don't want Cloud, I'd wait for one of the other banners, because I'm assuming we're still going to get those same things. And you still have the option of the Genji blade, and then, you know, go for it there. But yeah, just for the Genji blade, no. But overall, solid banner, guys. So we're gonna call that one here. Thanks for watching. Again, if you do like what you see, if you'd like to drop that like, comment, or subscribe if you're not already, that'd be absolutely amazing. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.